Hello Royals and welcome back to Happy Blonde. Today we have my favorite guest ever. Miss Alexis is here with me. One day we will actually be in the same place together, but we are here to talk about something very, very important. First of all, Bippity just got a new member and it's me! I am so excited that the Bippity platform will now host Happy Blonde's Princess Training Academy. All of it in it. This is your moment, ladies, to really get that membership in, because you're not only going to get marketing, business, finance, all the things that you ask me about that I never have answers to, but you're also going to have performance in there. So it's going to be basically your character entertainment virtual Bible. And it's coming new and improved. There are so many things just popping in the near and distant future. So again, this is the time to get that membership in. Every single penny is worth it. I started as just a student and here is me. So I definitely tell you that I've learned a lot. I went from 2 parties a year to just 1 free weekend a month. And it's free because it's my mom's birthday. That's the sole reason why. But today we're also here to talk about princess struggles. Struggles that all of you have. Alexis gets these messages like all day, every day. I get these messages all day, every day. And the funny thing is that we have the answers, and they're tangible, actual answers that have been there in front of you all the time. So let's dive into all of these struggles. What are the common struggles that we always find?
Well, first of all, I'm just happy to be here and excited to be a part of the Happy Blonde YouTube, and so honored that Shirley is now a part of the Bippity Boppity Big Girls platform. Like, this was a long time coming, and I feel like it was always meant to be, because we are just so in sync. We are totally soul sisters. In fact, all of the members on the platform are also soul sisters, and like, we get to communicate and network and help one another. And it's truly like the most magical platform ever. And I'm just so honored to be a part of it and honored to be a creator in it. So that being said, some common princess struggles, well, actually, I think more than struggles that I experience, it's actually similarities. And the similarities are actually the struggles. So, and I say this because a lot of princess party companies will see princess balls, and they'll see, things that they think are successful that princess party company owners are putting on with their business, whether it's events or packages or characters or whatever it may be, and they just copy one another. They just replicate the same thing over and over again. And as I just told one of my girls in Utah, she was talking about putting on a princess ball, and I said, listen, what makes your company different? What makes your company special? Because here's the thing, parents, clients, corporate clients, birthday party parents, everybody, they're so used to us doing the same things, right? We all have the same princesses, we all have the same characters, we all have the same packages, and we all put on princess balls, we all do face painting with Rapunzel, we all do all the things, right? But what makes your company different? What makes your company special? And how can you use that to stand out? And I was just like, you have mascots. You also have Harry Potter characters. You also have all of these other characters that a lot of other companies don't have. So how can we tailor your events to be more centered around your uniqueness, right? Instead of planning a once annual princess ball, by the way, which we also have a princess ball expert in the community now. She was one of the first princesses ever to put on successful princess balls in the United States. And she told me, like in the podcast interview that's coming out soon, that you spend months preparing for these princess balls. You put so much time, so much energy, so much effort into creating them. And at the end of the day, when you get that paycheck, after you've paid your venue, your performers, you've done all the props and supplies, you've paid for the handlers, you're maybe going to bring home a couple grand. But when you actually think about how many hours you put into planning that event, you're actually paying yourself a minimum wage. And so, really, right?
Princess balls are they seem exhausting to me. I've never put up a princess ball because of that same reason, because I know all the work that just goes on for a 1-day event that's going to take place for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, let's move away. Let's shy away from the things that people are used to. Let's shy away from the once annual event and instead focus on what can you do on a monthly basis? What can you do on a regular basis to where you can actually form a subscription. And that brings me to what I really wanted to talk about today, which was subscriptions for your character entertainment business, right? So many times this is something that we don't even think about as character entertainment company owners, but we can actually have our clients pay us a monthly fee in exchange for receiving a percentage off all of their character entertainment experiences, whether that's for Christmas or Valentine's Day or for their child's birthday, right? So let's say they pay $25 a month and that gives them 30%, 40% off discount on all of their personal character entertainment experiences, right? And then they also get like a 10% discount on all of your monthly events that you host with the community or with, the local parks or whatever it may be. When you structure your business in that way, not only are you providing yourself and your business with a regular, consistent monthly revenue, you're also then giving your clients more incentive to book your services on a regular basis. Because here's the thing, nobody wants to lose out on a discount, especially one that they're consistently paying for. So if they have you and they're like, oh, well, I'm paying $25 a month and I get like this cute little Princess Pen Pal letter from my child's favorite character. I get a new character letter every month. And then I also get 40% discount on birthday parties and 20% discount on events. They are going to be more inclined to not only telling their friends and their family members about your services, they're also not going to be going to another princess party company to hire characters because they already have a discount with your company because they're paying you for it. But then they're going to be so inclined to booking you so much more frequently throughout the year because they get that recurring discount. So you can already do this. Like you already have the payment plans and the structures to be able to provide a subscription service for discounted character entertainment experiences and events. So why wouldn't we be utilizing that in our business? And why wouldn't we be promoting that, right?
Absolutely. There are so many things that businesses can already do with what they have, but I feel like the greatest similarity that creates a struggle in this industry is thinking that you need the big dresses and you need the princess ball and you need all of those generic things that you just mentioned to be successful. And the truth is that there are so many ways to just think outside the box, but I feel like since the character entertainment industry just kind of started out with a bang and with no sense of direction in it, because there was nobody guiding this industry, and now we come along to guide people in the industry. I feel like the character entertainment industry, since everyone kind of went their own separate way, there have been so many fails in the industry. There are so many companies closing, so many princesses saying like, oh, I created this event and I never got a revenue, I don't have returning clients. And that is because you don't have that person that is walking with you telling you, please don't do this because I did it before. This is what you should be doing. And most of the answers to making their company unique, to really getting those bankrolls in, to having that company of their dreams literally lies in one platform that a lot of people are skeptical of. And the truth is that it's okay to be skeptical of such a big platform because investing in a coach is terrifying for a lot of people. But the truth is that once you do, there is most definitely no going back at all.
I would love to talk about that skepticism a little bit more, Shirley, because that is something that I see so frequently. I mean, I've been as a professional coach in this industry for about a year now, like roughly a year. And I know that you and I we've been at it pretty much about the same time. So
yeah, a couple months less.
Well, what I've seen most frequently is even when I give a free trial, even when I give all these little free classes and these freebies, and I have, over 1,000 followers on Instagram and so many people engaging with my content on a regular basis, I still reach out to people one-on-one. I offer free one-on-one consults to talk about, what they're going through and, if the platform is right for them. It's usually right for everyone. So it always brings us to that same conclusion, but it helps me give them a little bit more guidance as to what's on the platform. But even when I offer the free trial and even whenever I give these free coaching calls, I still get the same repeat objections. And those objections are that they're afraid to invest, that they're afraid to invest in coaching. And also some of them feel like there's nothing new to learn, that they know everything. And I'm just like, okay, here's the thing. When it comes to the Bippity platform, it doesn't matter where you're at. You could not have a character entertainment company and want to start one. You could have a character entertainment company and maybe it hasn't reached 6 figures yet and you want to bring in some more revenue. You want to learn how to scale your business and get bigger corporate clients. Or maybe you already have scaled your business. Maybe it's already successful, but yet you're the one doing all the admin duties. You're the one still managing everything and you can't take a vacation. Or maybe you're to the point where you've already outsourced, you already have a good working team, and you possibly want to expand to get more locations going, or you want to pass the torch in exchange for a passive income stream for yourself to get that residual income instead of selling outright. Regardless of where you are at, this platform answers all of those questions. It answers every single one of those needs because it literally takes you from the baby stages all the way to selling your company. And I always say, just get in there and try the free trial and see if you like it. But so many queens are so hesitant and concerned about investing because they don't. Okay, so many queens get into this industry and subconsciously, and I want to talk about the psychology of princessing a little bit because that's something that I'm really passionate about. And the psychology behind princessing, and I'm also a professional princess. I had a character entertainment company, and so I resonate with it. I experienced it firsthand. We get into this industry because we want to actually subconsciously heal our own childhood trauma, our own trauma around business, around success, around feeling whether or not we are worthy to have a business and that we can do this incredible thing and make this positive impact and perhaps prevent childhood trauma from happening in other children's lives. But we don't realize psychologically why we get into this industry and what it means to us. Instead, we get wrapped up in trying to be like everyone else and trying to have all the right things and be politically correct and have the right dresses and be like Disney, when in fact, we should truly be realizing that we came into this industry for a very specific purpose, and that was to get to know ourselves and to help elevate ourselves and in turn elevate our business. Because when you invest in yourself, you in turn are investing in your business. Every tiny little piece of personal development that you invest into yourself does translate into more money, does translate into more success, more self-esteem, more confidence. And, when you ask for help, when you join a coaching platform, and this is what I want to address to all of our perfectionists out there, because many princesses are perfectionists, which is the most common childhood trauma, most common childhood trauma that I experience in the industry is perfectionism, right? And that comes from not feeling heard as a child. There's a lot of different underlying traumas that come along with that, especially financially. But, when you have childhood trauma and you're trying to heal it through your business, it can show up as offering discounts to client. It can show up as undercutting your prices and trying to compete with other people. It can show up as bullying others for fear that they're going to somehow hurt your business in some way. And, by asking for help, by getting guidance, by getting a mentor, by getting coaches to help you along your journey, it's not you accepting failure. It's not saying that you're failing at something and that someone else has to teach you how not to fail at it. That's not what it is. You're failing if you're not asking for help. You're failing if you're not reaching out. You're failing if you think that you already know everything and that somebody else can't offer you a different perspective or the opportunity to learn something new. I mean, I do not know everything. I never claim to know everything. And when I make a mistake, I own up to it. And I'm like, it's okay. I read a new book. I learned something new. But even mentors have mentors. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, mentors have mentors. And every great person in history, every person that has made a positive, substantial impact in this world, Oprah, Tony Robbins, anyone, says you need to have a mentor of some kind. And that doesn't mean that your mentor is up here and you're down here. You're both here. But we're all here to learn and grow from one another. So if we're not doing that, if we're staying in our bubble and we're like, it's okay, I'll figure it out on my own. It's okay, I don't need help. It's okay, I can't afford it. And just keep justifying things to yourself about you not being able to get the mentorship or the help that you need, it's going to keep you stuck in the same situation forever, your entire life. And I know that that's not what we want as women, because we deserve to make a positive impact. We deserve to make bankrolls. We deserve to live our dream life and not just invest into everyone else. We deserve to invest in ourselves. And I think that that's the biggest issue that I see with princesses with not wanting to invest in themselves is fear of truly investing in themselves, fear of success, fear of, feeling like they're failing because someone else might know more about them, more about a specific situation than them. And I think that that's the beauty in it, is just because I've accomplished X amount of, accomplishments in the princess party industry doesn't mean that someone doesn't come in that has only been in business for 6 months and teach me something, because that happens all the time.
It happens all the time, and I think that alongside with that misconception, because it's true about the princess psychology, like the reason why I got into this industry subconsciously was because I was constantly discriminated by my height. I'm 4'11". My dream was to be a performer at Disney, and that just slapped me in the face, and they're like, no, you're too short, you look aesthetically unpleasing. That was absolutely horrible. So I decided to create my own and give girls the opportunity. That's how Pixie Dust It actually subconsciously started out. And I feel like that's something that happens in the community a lot. Hey, I worked over at the parks, or I was a princess at the parks, or I was a performer at the parks. And since I was trained by them, keep in mind, you get trained for 4 days. It's not like you get like the ultimate amount of training. You get trained for 4 days, and then suddenly these people think like they know everything. The other day I was watching Snow White for the millionth time, and I noticed yet another character detail, because that's the thing. You know how to breathe because you do it every single day, but the day that you learn how to breathe doesn't mean that you have to die. You continue to live and to learn and to do so many things and grow in so many different ways, and that's the thing about this industry and just every other industry. You never really know everything, because someone comes along, just like you mentioned, and maybe they perform or they do their marketing a certain way that you like, and it's not that you're going to copy it 100%, because that just means that we're throwing our personality out the window. But we learn to adapt it. What works for me? What works for them? What works in my location? What identifies my company? How you put all those puzzle pieces together and then build up something new from it is not something that you can do without coaching, because by experience, when you don't have coaching, you stay in this comfort level. Like, great, I did my business and I'm marketing the way that I think I should market, and I'm performing the way I think I should perform, and I'm doing things the way I think I should be doing them. And since there's not a community to support me and network with, since I don't have a mentor constantly pushing me and advising me on things to do, you really don't grow. You just get stuck in the same place, and the world just revolves around you, and that ends up with two things. Number one, you end up being a very bitter princess that continues to criticize absolutely everyone. We don't like those. And number two, your company just closes. How many companies have we seen close in just this year alone?
80% of princess party companies fail. There's probably a higher margin than that close with no profit at all. Because many of them fail, and when I say fail, I mean that they close with a massive amount of debt. That happens all the time. The ones that just close, they just sell their costumes, and usually they'll break even. And it's funny because I've reached out to those women and I've said, hey, like, I'm willing to offer you free coaching. I do not want you to close. Like, let me help you. And they always come at me with the excuses. The excuses that nobody in their service area wants to pay their prices. The excuses that it's the economy. The excuses that all the character entertainment company owners in their area are oversaturating the market. There's always an excuse. But as you seek, so shall you find. If you're looking for excuses, if you're looking for reasons why your clients aren't going to pay the amount of money that you want them to pay, you're going to find it. You are in charge of your own reality. You are in charge of your own business. And as soon as we take that accountability and we understand it, we can then further ourselves. We can further pay attention to how our thoughts and our emotions are affecting our income, and how our perception of our clients affects the type of clients that we attract. And, the same thing goes with knowing these characters, right? Like, Shirley knows more about these characters than I ever did. And I wish that I would have had a coach to not only help me learn more about these characters that I was portraying and the true value that they brought to these children's lives, because then it would help me get more creative in my approach to my packages, my pricing, and my offerings. But also it would have helped my performers understand the value of these characters more so than just watching the movie. You know what I mean? Which in turn would have helped their performance and probably would have helped them in their personal life so much more. So this industry is so multifaceted. Not only do you have to, it doesn't really matter if you worked at the parks. If you worked at the parks, great. You know how to work for another company. You know how to perform. Doesn't mean you know how to run a business. Doesn't mean you know how to be a leader. Doesn't mean you know how to manage people. Doesn't mean you know how to do marketing. Doesn't mean you know how to do social media. Doesn't mean you have to know anything. Nothing.
You only know how to dine and meet and greet. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's it. You don't know accounting. You don't know corporate sales. You don't know any of that. And those are all things that you have to learn. You don't know true character analysis. You don't know how to collaborate with other businesses, taxes. There are so many facets of this industry. And we can't do it all on ourselves. And the fact of the matter is, many of us had to. Many of us had to do it all by ourselves. One of the experts in the community, she's beautiful. She owns Fairy Tale Princess Visits. She's the event expert in Philly. And she's been in this industry for a very long time, former park performer for Universal and Disney for 15 years, cruise line performer. She's owned a princess party company for, I think, over 10 years now. And she even told me, she's like, I wish that I would have had something like Bippity when I first started, because I would have made fewer mistakes. I would have spent less money, and I would have felt more successful. I would have felt more community, more connected, and more responsible for my own success. And, she's in her 40s and she's a part of the platform. And she's saying, like, I joined your platform. I'm still learning things. I'm still seeing, like, oh, that's an interesting way of doing things. Like, I can use that, and growing. And, if the 70 plus reviews and seeing all these other queens around the world tripling their profit isn't enough for you, then listen to what me and Shirley have to say in regards to, trying it, being open, because we genuinely, the reason that we are collaborating, the reason that we are working together is because we love to see other women succeed, and we want to be a part of that. And that's what being a princess is about. Ethics, values, wanting to support one another, wanting to help one another grow and expand. And in turn, when we work on ourselves, we improve our businesses, we improve the world. So it's a win-win for everyone, because more money, more power. Money is not something that's evil. With more money, you can make a broader impact. With more money, you can give to people in need. With more money, you can give to yourself and your family and your friends. And if your purpose is to not be financially successful in this industry because you are just doing it as a hobby, then you are in the wrong hobby.
Yes. This is not a hobby. Like, this is most definitely not a hobby. And it's so disappointing when people treat it like so. Because, it's more than that. It's so much more than that. This job is about inspiring others. But the thing is, you can't be hypocritical and want to inspire children and not want to inspire your fellow princess bosses or friends. You grow so much through others, and that is such a common misconception, like having to argue all together, like just tear away each other's crown. Absolutely not. The thing is that when one of us grows, all of us just grow together. And I feel like that is the biggest part of Bippity and the Princess Training Academy. The fact that this is not something that we wanted to isolate from everybody and just grab a select group of people and just train them and let them take a monopoly of the industry. This is a thing for everybody. Like Alexis mentioned, you can be starting out, you can be in the middle of the way, you can be all the way through, and there is going to be something for you. And if you're afraid of not getting your money back, I have a $1,000 contract this month, which I wouldn't have gotten if it wasn't for her. I literally met her, and that was the first corporate proposal I put out, and they were like, yeah, sold. And I'm not even investing like $200 on this.
That's amazing. First of all, I'm so proud of you. Like
my exact point. I went from 2 parties a year to just not having a break at all. That is getting your subscription back. Most princesses, if they actually implement, because that is a common struggle, saying like, this doesn't work for me. Are you doing it? No. The answer is usually no. If you're not implementing what you're taught, you're never going to see the results or the profit. Because I get the same questions over and over. How do I do my marketing? I tell them, go to the Bippity platform. They watch the video. A month later, they come back with the same question. How do I do my marketing? Did you implement what was told to you? No, because I'm scared. Don't be scared. The greatest risks in life have been taken by people who were probably terrified. And they came out extremely successful. Don't be afraid to take the risk. Don't be afraid to try. That's the magic word for today. Just try it out. And we promise, like we both give our professional princess word, that something amazing will come out of it.
And I want to touch on that whole implementation thing as well, because implementation is so important, because I can tell you, based on seeing the members' results over the past 6 months alone, all of the girls that they watched a class, they implemented everything that they learned before moving on to the next class. They are doing so well. They're the ones that send me updates like every week. They're like, I'm booked out for June. I'm doing so well. I'm making so much money, blah, blah, blah. Whereas the girls that they still watch the videos, but they don't actually implement what they're learning, they're still in the same spot as they were a few months back. And I say to them, I'm not going to let you keep paying for this subscription, keep paying for this membership unless you are implementing things. And I reiterate it time and time again in the platform. Do not move on to the next class until you complete and finish the first one, because it's so vital that you, like anything in life, you take it step by step. It's like climbing a staircase. And as you climb each step, you implement what you learn. Climb the next step, implement what you learn. Don't just get in the platform, go through all the classes, try to find what you think is useful, take it, and then run. Because you're going to be back. You're going to be back.
With the same questions. Same questions, same situations. And guess what? You're going to get the same answer all over.
Yeah. And if you have any fear, if you have any questions regarding, a class or regarding something that you learned from any of me or any of the other panel experts or Shirley, just ask us. Like, we always answer. We respond to all of our DMs. We respond to all the community comments. We are very active, and we will answer whatever questions that you may have. And don't worry about being afraid to reach out to us. Like, don't allow your fear of reaching out to someone because you feel intimidated or because you're just not sure keep you from thriving as a woman, because we all start somewhere. And me and Shirley did not start out like knowing everything. We didn't start out as the women we are today. We got this way through trial and error and falling down and picking ourselves back up and getting to know ourselves. And that's what makes us confident women. That's what makes us confident enough in ourselves to be able to help other women. So please reach out to us if you have any questions at all.
Absolutely. You can definitely reach both of us on Instagram, because I feel like that's the easiest place where we both just kind of respond. If you send me an email, it'll probably be like 2 hours later when I respond. But Instagram, happy.blonde.s, bippity boppity bankrolls, we're always there. She's on the other side of the world right now, and I swear that she replies to me at all hours of the day. I promise you that. So definitely do take that chance. I hope that this video was inspiring to really help you to take that first step. Like we mentioned, it's all about trying, it's all about reaching out, it's all about helping and supporting each other. This is not about overstepping. This is not about saying that getting a coach means you failed. It just means that you are finding new ways to escalate yourself in your business. So before we finish off, Alexis, do you have any closing statements?
I would just like to say that all of the best coaches in the world also have coaches. Shirley started with me before she started her coaching business. I started with many coaches before I even felt relatively confident enough to start Bippity Boppity Bankrolls. In fact, just this year, I invested in a $3,000 course, and I'm probably going to invest in another couple $1,000 course to teach me how to run a membership course and be a coach more efficiently and to better show up for my clients and my members, because we should always be growing. So keep in mind that all the best coaches also have coaches, and all of the best creators also have role models, also have people that they look up to and mentors, and to not sell yourself short and know that you're worthy.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So today, sleep on it, eat on it, breathe on it, whatever it is that you need, but definitely consider it. If there's one thing that we want you to take away from this video, is to actually sit down and consider everything that we just said. Because again, we promise it is 100% worth it. This is not us just wanting to take your money away from you. This is us wanting you to succeed and glow and grow with us. So now we are going to go help more royals, because we do have a Bippity meeting, and I will see you all in the next one for even more Princess Magic. Bye.